Okay, this is the circle and area review for your test tomorrow. Remember to show all of your work and write the formulas. So for the first question, we're finding circumference. Remember, cherry pies are disgusting. And then we fill in what they give us for diameter. So D equals 5 2/10 feet. If I show my picture, diameter is straight across. And then I just plug that in for D. So pi is always 3 14/100 times diameter. And my answer, 16 33/100 feet for circumference. Okay, number 2 says we're going to find the area. So my formula is now apple pies really rock. So if I have my circle here, it gives me a radius of 2 inches. So I know I can go ahead and plug that into my formula. Pi is still 3 14/100. And then times 2, my radius, times 2 again, because it's 2 squared. And that answer, when we multiply, is 12 56/100 inches squared, because it is area. Number 3, finding circumference again. In the picture, it gives me a radius of 14 inches. So my formula is cherry pies are disgusting. Okay, I notice this is radius and I want diameter. Diameter is all the way across. So if that's 14, the other half is 14. So that is 14 times 2, which is 28 for my diameter. So now I can just plug that in. Pi stays the same. Circumference equals 87 92/100 inches. Number 4, using the picture again, I'm finding area. Apple pies really rock. My diameter, D, is 30 2/10. I need radius, so I have to split that in half. So I'm dividing by 2. When I divide that by 2, I get 15 1/10. So now I'm plugging that in for R. So that's 3 1/4 times 15.1 times 15.1. My area equals 715 95/100 centimeters squared. Okay, number 5. The crater's diameter is 170 kilometers. So I'm going to draw a picture. Diameter is all the way across, 170 kilometers. What is the total distance around the crater? So around means I need to find circumference. Cherry pies are disgusting. So I plug in my diameter. And that answer is 533 8/10 kilometer. Number 6. A walkie-talkie can transmit a signal within 5-mile radius. What is the total area that a walkie-talkie will be transmitted? So if I have a radius of 5 miles, I'm finding area, apple pies really rock. I can go ahead and plug in 5 for R. Pi always stays the same. I multiply all that and I get 78 5/10 miles squared, because it is area. Next page. Number 7. Ryan Barn in Illinois is a round barn built in 1910. The floor has a diameter of 85 feet. What is the circumference? So I'm drawing a picture. Diameter is all the way across, 85 feet. Circumference is cherry pies are disgusting. I'm going to go ahead and plug that in. Multiply, and I should have 266 9/10 feet for circumference. Okay. Number 8, air traffic control radio screen in a circle with a diameter of 24 inches. What is the area of the screen to the nearest square inch? Okay. So area is apple pies really rock. My circle diameter is 24. I do not have D anywhere in my formula, so I need to take half of that. So 24 divided by 2 to find radius is 12. R equals 12. So now I can plug in 12 in for R. Remember, you're multiplying all of these together. So 8 will be 3 and 1400ths times 12 is 452 and 1600ths inches squared. Number 9, the circumference of a circle is 22 pi meters. Find the diameter of the circle. So it starts with circumference. Cherry pies are disgusting. Okay, it says circumference is 22 pi. So I plug that in for circumference. Pi is always the same, and I'm trying to find diameter. So now I set up my equation, my scale. I have to divide because that is the opposite of multiplication. Whatever I do to one side, I have to do to the other. Okay, pi divided by pi is going to cancel out because that just equals 1. And 1 times anything is itself, so I can leave 22. So I have 22 equals D, and I found my diameter. 10. Area of a circle is 87 square feet. Find the radius of the circle. So area, that's apple, pies, really, rocks. Okay, they already gave me area. The area is 87 square feet. Here is pi times r squared. Okay, I need to figure out r. So I'm going to set up the equation. I have to divide because that is the opposite of multiplying. Okay, when I divide 87 and 3 and 1400ths, I get 27 and 7100ths. Okay, and that equals r squared. Now my formula has a single r, so I need to get rid of that squared, so I do the opposite of squaring, and that's called square root. Now remember in your calculator to close those parentheses when you press that square root. So now you have r equals 5 and 2600 feet. Next, 11. I'm finding circumference, so cherry pies are disgusting. They already gave me circumference, which is 150, and I'm trying to find radius this time. So go ahead and put R question mark. We're trying to find radius. So here's pi times D. Set your equation. Divide. Have to do the opposite to both sides. So now D equals, where is it? 47 and 7700ths. Okay, but I don't want D. It asks for radius. So in my picture, this is D, and I need half of that. So I have to take this and divide by 2. And that answer for radius is 23 and 8900ths meters. Okay, number 12. The area, apple pies, really rock, okay, and a circle is 360 square feet. Okay, it tells me what the area is there. Find the diameter, so I'm going to find D. That's what I'm looking for, so I write that down to the nearest foot. So here's pi times r squared. Do the opposite, divide by pi, divide by pi. So now I'm left with r squared equals 114 and 6500ths. Okay, I do not want r squared. I need to get rid of the squared, so I do square root. And my single r equals 10 and 7100ths. But now I need diameter. So diameter is twice that size. So I multiply times 2, and I get 21 and 4200ths feet. But round to the nearest foot, my answer should be around 21 21 feet. 13, the astronaut. We did this one in class. Okay, the astronaut is sitting in the center and his arm reaches to the outer end, okay, and that is radius. If you start in the center and you go to the outer ring, that is called radius, so 58 feet, okay, and he is circulating around. So that is circumference. Around means circumference. Cherry pies are disgusting, and I need to figure out my diameter. This is R, so I have to double that. So 58 times 2 gives me 116 about, and that equals D. D is 116. I plug that in for D, so this is 3.14 times 116. Okay, and circumference is 364 and 24/100 feet. Okay, but it says I need to travel 10 rotations. That was 1 rotation, so I have to multiply that times 10. So I'll get 36,424 feet. Oh, is that right? Excuse me. Try it again. So that'll be 3,642 and 4/10 feet. There we go. And the back side, number 14. Brett is putting in a circular flower garden with an 8-foot radius. So here's 8 feet as a radius. He will put a plastic edging. Edging means it's on the outside. So that's circumference. Cherry pies are disgusting. Okay, and this is R. I need D for my formula, so I have to double that. 8 times 2 gives me 16. That is D. So I'm going to plug in pi times 16, and my answer will be 50 and 24/100 feet. Okay, number 15. Macy measures a truck tire's mark for 1 complete revolution. Revolution means around. So my circumference, because around means circumference, cherry pies are disgusting, so they already gave me C here. And I'm trying to find diameter. So I'm going to divide by pi, and D equals 32 inches. 16 and 17 we already did in class.